Well, they say happiness is health, even worth more than wealth. But is there a science behind it? Well, one Harvard professor and best-selling author certainly believes so. So much so, they call him the happiness professor. And joining me now is New York Times best-selling author, Professor Arthur Brooks. Professor, thank you for joining us. I told you, man, I need that shirt when this is done. You know, I send it on over. I need that shirt. No, but thank you for being here. Let's get into this. You are a social scientist, and you spent many years studying happiness. So let's kind of start to let's give us some of the essential keys to happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as a social scientist, there's a lot you can study. It's about the science of human behavior. And early on in my career, I thought, what do I most want to know about? What do I most want in my own life? And so I dedicated myself to the science of human happiness. It's really me search, quite frankly. And it's been incredible that the last 20 years, and especially the last 5 years, have just been bursting with neuroscience and all kinds of data. And we actually know an awful lot about how to study the science of human happiness, the habits of the happiest people, what happiness actually is. And that's what I write about these days in The Atlantic and in my books, and sharing that. What a thrill it is, I got to tell you. And I'm getting happier, and that's really important to me.
Well, I mean, but now you can't. There's a level of telling us and also making sure folks go get the book. But I do want a little sneak peek. So give me something. Yeah. You said some of the keys or some of the things you noticed with the happiest people. Give us one or two things that they've experienced or said.
Okay, so one of the things to keep in mind is that 50% of your happiness is actually genetic, which I don't want to be true, but it's very important to keep that in mind, that your baseline happiness, half of it actually comes from your parents and grandparents. Another quarter of it tends to come from the circumstances in your life, but it doesn't last. The stuff that we think will make us joyful forever, it doesn't. The things that we think are going to bum us out for the rest of our lives, that doesn't last either. The quarter that really matters is your habits. And there's a million different things that you could put into this category. There's 10,000 studies on this. You don't need to read it because it really comes down to 4 big habits. This is your happiness portfolio. This is your happiness 401k, basically. Invest in this stuff, you will get happier, is the whole idea. And they are your faith, your family, your friendship, and your work. Now, in order, the key things to keep in mind is I'm not talking about one specific faith. I'm not even talking about an organized faith. I don't even necessarily mean religion itself. I mean something bigger and more transcendent that lets you zoom out on your life so you're not obsessed with the daily, quotidian, trivial, and tedious details of your life. The second is your family patterns and your family life and those bonds that you didn't choose. God knows you wouldn't in many cases, and they don't break. You need those. Don't let those things fall apart because of something stupid like politics. The third is your friendships. And for people who are working real hard, this is not deal friends, this is real friends, and we know the difference. And the last is work that has 2 characteristics. Nothing about money, nothing about fame, nothing about power. It's earning your success. So you're being rewarded for your hard work and serving others, people who actually need you. Earn success and service to others. So that's it. Faith, family, friends, and work. Do these things every day. Watch yourself get happier.
Woo! I got to fan you off there. Professor, you were preaching, man. I love it. All right, so obviously you got folks excited about this. Tell them a little bit more about the book and where they can get it, and because I think folks really need this. Of course, we've been going through so much with the pandemic. People a little bit maybe more down than they normally would be.
Yeah, this is a book about actually how we can get happier as we go through our lives. A lot of people, they find that they're less happy in the second half of their lives than they were in the first half, but it's not inevitable. There's nothing natural about that. You simply have to understand how your brain and your mind and your heart change. So this is a how-to guide on your relationships. This is a how-to guide on how to face your fears. This is a how-to guide on actually how your weaknesses are actually your strengths and has your natural changes. It tells you what you're going to see in your changes and actually how you can use them for your own strength. That's why it's called From Strength to Strength, how you can actually get better as you get older, be happier at 75 than you were at 25, and happier all along the way.
I love it. Thank you so much, Professor Arthur Brooks, for joining us. Make sure you check out his website. Strength to Strength is the name of the book. We're going to put it right there. You see it, arthurbrooks.com. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to put these things into practice. I got to make sure I grab the book, too.
And get the shirt, too.
I got to get the shirt, too.